Hello everyone, this is another Cross Group Week 2 battle. This one is the Gigaton Toolbelt versus the Redacted Champions. A very important match for the Redacted Champions here, as they are the 4th seed currently in Group A. And they need to be top 3 to get into our quarterfinals. And if they win, they are in fact in the top 3. So very, very important match for them. We do have also... Well, actually, I should point out the elephant in the room here. The Gigaton Toolbelt have somehow managed in the cross group, so like one of our most important matches, to get their opponent to do a Benchwarmers match. Which is why we have like 4 Pokemon here we've never seen before: Altaria, Dunsparce, Feraligatr, Galvantula. I don't think I've been to a single match. And then, of course, there's that Benchwarmer match that we have seen one other time from the Gigaton Toolbelt. And yeah, so it's quite an important match. They managed to do it. So we'll see how it goes. The quality of Pokemon, I think, is much better on the Redacted Champion side, as I think Hisuian Samurott is just like a much better offense-oriented Pokemon than almost anything on the opposing side. So I feel like that's going to be the big issue here. And so yeah, we still see a Tinkaton lead for that Fake Out Pressure with Alchemy. And Feraligatr, Galvantula is the lead from the other side. Air Balloon Tinkaton is shown. Feraligatr can run Earthquake, so this could be quite good. And we have quite a few spectators in this match. One of those is that Gemstone 03 account. That is the coach of SimCity Sableye, and they need the Redacted Champions to lose because they're the current number 3 seed, and they wanna keep that. But yeah, this could be, that Decorate Alchemy is always scary into any Pokemon, and Tinkaton doesn't have great stats, kind of carried by that Gigaton Hammer move, and it's like E base attack. So once it's doubled to 160, hitting you with basically a Giga Impact Steel type, it's going to hurt. Now, not maybe against these ones too much. So yeah, just Fake Out into Feraligatr as Thunder goes into Tinkaton, and it is in fact Decorate. The problem with that being another Thunder will just kill you. And my dog has to use the bathroom, so we might miss a few turns. I'll try and be right back. Alright, so yeah, another Thunder is going to take out Tinkaton here, so be a little careful. We do swap to Vaporeon and Terra to Ground to get past that Thunder. Very good plays. Ice Hammer comes out, just barely not KOing the Galvantula, who shows Citrus Berry, and Liquidation is going to cover for that Terra and take out Tinkaton. So up 2-3. With a pretty good positioning. The Redacted Champion, they're definitely in a good position here. It depends on who this last Pokemon is. If it's either Magneton or Golem. Probably Magneton is the better choice here. If it's Golem, they're in a bit of a rough spot with Feraligatr. Yeah, there is Golem. Now it is going to have Sturdy, which will certainly help here. But yeah, now threatening, maybe not a KO on Vaporeon with Thunder, but you are threatening, Thunder into Vaporeon. And the water move into Golem. Both of them being faster than you, it's going to be a bit rough here. Vaporeon will protect, though, to get past that Thunder. Liquidation going in. Yep, it is going to be Sturdy. Is this Explosion? It is, in fact, Explosion, which will take the double KO, putting them back into the game. With Samurott, Hisui, and the Dunsparce coming out against Alchemy and Vaporeon. Yeah, that's quite the shift now. Vaporeon, being pretty good against the Hisuian Samurott. Can definitely go for like Siege's Edge and stuff. It's not as powerful as, its water move, stuff like that. Or, I mean, does it get Aqua Cutter? I forget if it does, because that would be its main move that it uses. The Dunsparce, can always go for like those Glares, Rock Slides, Serene Grace crap that nobody likes, but and its knockoff, actually, going to knock off the leftovers as Rock Slide does come out. No flinches, though, as Icy Wind is going to lower the speed. But yes, unfortunately, Alchemy will flinch. Is that? I think that's Scarf, the Dunsparce with Rock Slide. Not used a ton because, even with a Scarf, he's not faster than some threats. But in like this low power bench warmer format, yeah, I see it. Makes sense to me. And the Icy Wind was definitely quite good here because now hopefully you are faster than these Pokemon. We're not going to instantly die. Protect from Vaporeon comes out again. Knockoff going in, not doing a ton. Ooh, it looks like the Dunsparce is still faster as another flinch goes on the Alchemy. Yeah, that's Serene Grace, just showing just kind of how annoying that thing is. uh, yeah, I never really expected, the choice Scarf there. That does make sense. Knockoff actually not getting a kill, as Blizzard does unfortunately miss. Hisuian Samurott, Rock Slide will come out. Is it going to be another flinch from Serene Grace? It's not. That Dazzling Gleam comes out. Another one will KO Samurott, who's probably going to be doing most damage here. Now, if it's like choiced into knockoff, it won't be, but yeah, this is just kind of down to, does Rock Slide miss? Does Rock Slide flinch? Because I'm sure this Alchemy is just going to keep going for Dazzling Gleams, because you only need one or two more. Yeah, you need one more to kill Samurott if that wasn't a high roll, and you need two to kill the Dunsparce sparring. So I think this is just roll the dice, see what happens. Unfortunately, this Samurott is going to get a hit off, which, if it's not choice, could be quite bad. It's like a singular water move, and it could just, take it out, and then that's that. So we'll see here what it is. Has there been a Terra? There's not been a Terra on the other side, so they could Terra Hisuian Samurott. There is no Terra. It is Aqua Cutter, yep. And Hyper Jolia does go through Protect, so unfortunately, that play not being the best. And that's actually not Scarf the Dunsparce. Aqua Cutter will come out. It's really not to take the KO, but Hyper Drill will finish this one up, giving the win to the Redacted champions. Yeah, so that just must be a lot of min-speed Pokemon, because the Dunsparce is not that fast, if I'm thinking. Yeah, he's max 117. Definitely gets outsped by all the Pokemon here if he's not Scarf. So yeah, I think just not putting speed on those Pokemon really does not go well here, as the Dunsparce can just flinch your entire team, which, as we saw, is not great, because if one of those other Dazzling Gleams had gone off, then Hisuian Samurott was down, and then it was certainly possible for Alchemy to win at that point. So we'll see if any of those maybe faster Pokemon come out this time to stop the Dunsparce. And Alchemy Magneton as Altaria and Hisuian Samurott show up again. Revealing Cloud9, I don't think there's any weather on this team, so it doesn't matter too much. Magneton, good choice here, as it's threatening quite a bit of damage into the Samurott. It's probably tanking enough to survive hits from both these Pokemon. Altaria, not really being a huge damaging threat. But I think the Magneton will certainly survive 2 hits here. Alchemy, also a very good choice here, as Dazzling Gleam is going to hurt both of these Pokemon, being super effective. So yeah, I'd say very good lead by the Gigaton Toolbelt. The Volt Switch, predicting a swap from Samurott. This does make sense, so we'll see who their Galvantula counter is. It is Golem, that does make sense. The ground type. Dazzling Gleam coming out, doing actually decent damage to that Galvantula and to Altaria. As Alchemy gets roared, and Magneton comes out once again. Honestly, a little unsure what that roar is doing. Like, are you scared of, maybe Calm Mind Alchemy? I could see that. That could be a little scary with those Pokemon there, but now Magneton is back out. Galvantula, I think it gets Giga Drain. If it has Giga Drain, then this Golem could be in a bit of danger. He's going to heal back up the Galvantula. You could Giga Drain, and then another damaging move from Altaria. You'll take out the Golem here. Yeah, I'd say this is definitely a much better start for the Gigaton Toolbelt. I do wonder, is this choice band explosion from Golem here? It'd be really funny if it's choice band explosion. If not, I mean, like, choice band rock slide would also do a ton of damage. Just regular, honestly, rock slide would do a ton of damage here. Golem certainly being a very good pick here. Yeah, it is Energy Ball. Actually, not getting drained is Energy Ball. Volt Switch into the Altaria to bring out. Let's see who it is. And we'll see if it was a double up on Golem. It's Alchemy who comes back out, and it is Rock Slide. I'm going to take the double KO here. It seems like Alchemy is, I mean, not Alchemy. Altaria was going for Roar again because of the fact that it went after the Golem. Unfortunately, Golem is just kind of dead weight at this point, being at 1% with 2 faster Pokemon. And yeah, so we do see that Dunsparce obviously coming back. It's a little scary to protect with like Alchemy and just let Golem die because he could always just Hyper Drill through you. So yeah, I think positioning is just kind of key here. Can you get around this Dunsparce? And you know, not get flinched 1,000 times as well. It's pretty helpful usually. So if this Golem somehow does get a turn off, that would be huge, but it would need to be like Ceaseless Edge miss into Rock Slide miss. Actually, it is a swap into Magneton. That's a little interesting. As Aqua Cutter hits Alchemy, Rock Slide coming out. Gonna put Alchemy in that Citrus Berry range. Does it flinch? It does in fact flinch with that 60%. And Magneton should be faster than this Dunsparce unless it once again has no speed investment, which will really come back to bite the Gigaton Toolbelt if we see the Dunsparce move for Magneton here. We see Samurott goes into the Ghost type Aqua Cuttering for not a ton of damage, and it is the Dunsparce to move next as Dazzling Gleam comes out. See, all these mid-speed Pokemon are really, really bad for the Gigaton Toolbelt, as, you know, Rock Slide is just kind of free, and, you know, it just, once again, those flinch chances are crazy. So this is a good lesson to make sure you invest some speed, make sure you get past those speed tiers of those important Pokemon. We don't know who the last one here is. With Terra still being active, if it's Screaming Vet is Tinkaton, so Fake Out Pressure into Dunsparce is active. We don't know if that thing has Protect. Well, we've seen Hyper Drill, Rock Slide. Is that it? I don't think we've actually seen nothing from it, so it could certainly be running Protect here to get past this Fake Out. And I'll say, with this Tinkaton, you really don't want to Terra here. The Terra Ground we saw earlier, that will just make you get one hit by doing his Samurott, I would assume here. Who, like, I'm pretty sure is Sharpness, but the damage it's doing, I'm wondering if it's not, because I would assume Aqua Cutter would do more, but it is against very tanky Pokemon who we know now are very low speed. It's Gigaton Hammer, actually, into Hisuian Samurott. Getting that call right. Crit is not enough as Dazzling Gleam comes out to KO Samurott. It is now just a Dunsparce versus 3 Pokemon, who we know it's faster than Golem and Alchemy, so it's basically just Tinkaton versus the Dunsparce here, as long as it doesn't miss any Rock Slides. So I feel like at this point you just kind of keep clicking the Rock Slide button and just hope to flinch it to death. You can maybe opt for a Hyper Drill once the other 2 are dead, but... oh, and it's Encore Tinkaton gonna lock down the Dunsparce for technically kind of the rest of the game, as it is just going to keep going for Protect. Gigaton Hammer does go into the Protect, so does Dazzling Gleam, but yeah, at this point the game is over, as it actually does succeed on the Double Protect. You honestly don't want that. As now Gigaton Hammer is going to go into as... Oh, actually no, it can't, because you're going to get Encored again. Going for Protect. Dazzling Gleam comes out, does a little bit of damage. Next turn is a guaranteed Protect, so... Gigaton Hammer would be a little weird. Yep, it is Ice Hammer instead. That does make a lot more sense. As now you can go for Gigaton when it's only the 1 in 3, but he does get it once again. So this is just kind of infinite. Technically, it is possible if Dunsparce gets through all 9 of its protects. So we have one more guaranteed protect turn. He needs to get... Actually, no, another Dazzling Gleam kills, so... This will be the end of the Dunsparce here, taking us to the 3rd game. Gigaton Hammer comes out, I think that would kill it much higher than 23%. Yeah, game 3. I think it's just kind of the Gigaton Toolbelt definitely figured out a much better strategy. Seeing the the flying type, all those water types, Magneton I feel like was just a very good Pokemon. It's just about managing that the Dunsparce. You've shown Encore now, so that probably won't work again. Very surprised that Dusclops hasn't come out, but now seeing that all of his Pokemon are faster, actually, I take back my previous statement. I completely see why Dusclops has not shown up to this game. No point making, Trick Room go, which is his main thing, leading Golem and Vaporeon into Feraligatr. The Dunsparce is led this time, so Rock Slide shenanigans are immediately available. Wouldn't be surprised to maybe see a turn 1 Terra. I feel like the Gigaton Toolbelt have just like a lot of good tools against these Pokemon, except for the Dunsparce. I feel like I said that before, but it's just with all these just slower Pokemon, you really need to target down that the Dunsparce and get him out of here, which could of course be exploited because we do know it has Protect now. Magneton is the swap as Liquidation hits Golem. Rock Slide coming out to take the KO. Yeah, not a great sack, but unfortunately not much you can really do there unless you have like a good swap. Gigaton comes out, so Fake Out Pressure is active here. Onto the Dunsparce. We'll see if Dunsparce learns its lesson and then just takes the Fake Out, so it's not forced to protect for all of eternity. Magneton threatening quite a bit of damage on this Feraligatr, so I'd be surprised if there's a swap there. Could also be like Protect, swap, and then swap again if you're worried about the Dunsparce's health, which honestly, with how good it is into this team, I could certainly see a use case for that. Yeah, very good on the Toolbelts for seeing just how good Magneton is into this team, because their only swaps are really Galvantula and Dusclops. Dusclops, who doesn't really do much in this matchup at all, and Galvantula just not really being tanky enough. It's going to be Gigaton Hammer instead, and Liquidation into Magneton as Rock Slide comes out. Does Magneton get a turn? It does, and it goes for Electroweb, KOing the Dunsparce and lowering the Feraligatr speed. That's going to be pretty big if Gigaton moves next now, although we have seen what Fake Out, Encore, Ice Hammer, Gigaton, so it actually probably does not have a very good move. And that was a crit into the Dunsparce, which may have mattered, and honestly, it might not have been great. You might have wanted to keep that low speed Dunsparce in the game, because now, they get that free swap into Hisui and Samurott, the next biggest threat. And Magneton did take quite a bit of damage from the Liquidation here. Probably go down to an Aqua Cutter now. Vaporeon is a bit of a safe switch-in, so we'll see. Maybe prediction there, maybe he goes like knockoff into that slot, predicting the Vaporeon swap. But yeah, Gigaton just not really having a ton to do here. with the 2 water types on the field. Because, I mean, Ice Hammer is a good move, but then you drop your own speed, which isn't fantastic, and then, water kind of resisting both your attacking moves. So rough. It's going to be actually Gigaton that swaps into Vaporeon, who takes a Liquidation. Obviously doesn't take any damage from it. Gigaton's going to come back out. I'll say at this point, it's just, can Vaporeon break through these Pokemon without, dying itself? We see Ceaseless Edge, which doesn't really matter anymore as the last 2 Pokemon have hit the field. Yeah, I think it's just kind of down to how much does Gigaton Hammer do to this, and if Galvantula is in the back. We haven't seen a Terra from either side yet, so depending on this Vaporeon's Terra, might be able to take out the Galvantula once these two are gone. But yeah, it's just definitely going to be an uphill battle here. Of course, Fake Out Pressure is active on this turn, so we'll see if any Pokemon protect. We do know that Samurai is Terra Ghost, but do you really want to Terra Ghost here and then make yourself take neutral damage instead of resisted from all of Tinkaton's moves? Just a little unsure that's the path you want to go here. Also, for anybody who's watching this to learn, you probably don't the KO for Alligator here. Because for Alligator's probably slower than Vaporeon at this point. It's going to Liquidation. It actually kills Tinkaton. That's not going to be very good. I'm wondering if that's banded. I feel like it did a lot of damage. Icy Wing going to drop the speed. So we'll see here now if Vaporeon is faster than Samurott. That would be a big difference maker here. See if Alligator swaps to the Dark type. As Blizzard comes out, it's going to KO the Feraligatr, but yeah, once again, you don't really want to do that because yeah, now Galvantula just comes out for free. And so you are kind of forced to Terra here, or you just kind of get thundered and lose. So we'll see what the Terra type is. Terra Ground would be pretty good because you obviously can't get hit by any water moves. It's Terra Grass. I mean, that's still good. Ceaseless Edge comes out though, yeah, and is going to KO Vaporeon, giving Redacted Champions the win, 2-1, and that'll secure a spot for them in the finals.